Andrew McGahan for the MacLife.com here in Dublin, Ireland, standing alongside Rowdy Owen Roddy as we're getting ready to kick off a training session here in the brand new facility. Owen, I've been saying it to everybody. I need to know your first impressions when you saw that for the first time.
It looks awesome, yeah. Looks like we're looking into the future, huh?
Okay, you're asking my questions for me already here, because I said the same to Artem. You would have been in the rooms, in the changing rooms, the early times, whether it was in the Helix, whether it was in a GAA hall, when the visualization process started. Yeah. We're going to get to the UFC. I'm going to be the first guy to get a win in the UFC, the first guy to get a belt. But this is now the upgraded version of visualization, I think, and self-belief.
No. The thing with Conor's been saying it from day one. Like, I always go back to the story when I forget who Aldo was fighting, but Aldo was kind of pound for pound the best in the world at the time. It may have been the Edgar fight or the Force Mendes fight or something. It was a long time ago. Conor, I think, was only fighting on Cage Warriors, and I think Aldo had one of the best performances ever, and everyone was like, the guy's unbelievable. I said to Conor, "Did you see Aldo? He looked good, didn't he?" Conor turned around to me and says, "Nah, he's not great at all. I'm going to knock him out. I'm going to get down and knock him out." Since then, I never doubted what he says, and now we're just a different opponent, but I see the same results, I just see Conor doing what he says he's going to do.
John Kavanagh, when we spoke to him earlier on, heaped tremendous praise onto you, talking about how you've developed things for this camp and how everything is more organised and regimented. But for a guy who built his reputation on being such a ferocious, or notorious, even if I can even use that word, striker on the regional scene when you were competing, this must be your bread and butter, to really just be able to focus on the finer details of maybe the things that made you such a respected fighter, or that got Conor maybe his interest to begin with.
Yeah, like I think obviously I learned a lot more when I stopped fighting than when I did fight. I was an aggressive fighter, a bit wild at times, but when I retired and I took a step back, when you're watching from the outside, you can see things a lot clearer, and allowed me to refine a lot of the things that I was doing, to be part of this and to helping Conor, come up with a game plan and come up with shots that we think are going to work is unbelievable. But at the end of the day, Conor's going to be the one that has to go in and execute it. And for me, there's no better person on earth that can go in and execute a plan like what we're going to come up with and do it on the biggest stage,
Now, I know we may hear fighters throw out this expressions like records are for DJs, or pressure for tires, or side control. But to me, he seems like the perfect guy of the example that shows that pressure does not really faze him. He said a quote to Michael Conlon before his pro debut about finding calmness within the chaos, and it seems like he has been able to do that no matter where he fought, no matter in front of how many people or in what sort of venue. Yeah,
every time, and that's one of the amazing qualities that Conor has. He's an unbelievable athlete. He has an unbelievable ability to work out his opponents and figure them out very quickly. He's got amazing speed and power. He's got crazy reflexes. But his ability to be able to do that when the whole world is watching on the biggest stage, that's amazing. It's unbelievable. There's not many people on earth that can do it, but he is one of them guys, and I think he's going to be able to do it again. Every time he does it, it's people say you can't do it, and he proves them wrong, and I think he's going to do it again.
How important is the little details in this camp? Because just even from maybe hanging around like at a training session before, if we're grabbing interviews compared to now, it just seems like everything is down to an absolute fine, like the I's are dotted, the T's are crossed. This seems to be nothing is left to chance. Do you know what I mean? This is just all on us.
Yeah, well, I think the margin for error is a lot less this time around, I mean, Conor, when it comes to MMA, he was always leaps and bounds ahead of everybody that he faced. The margin for error is a lot less. You're fighting an unbelievable boxer, one of the best to ever do it. So you got to be on your game, and we are on our game, and Conor is on his game. And I think that's why we, every time we go into a camp, we all seem to improve. Everything gets better, everything gets sharper, everything gets more refined, and it's the same this time. We're ready to go.
So just a couple of things that I know I will be lynched if I don't ask you, because you have a very strong following on the Mac Life YouTube comments. Yeah. I don't know if you've seen that, but any video Owen Roddy appears in, people are I don't know. You've captured people's hearts. I don't know what it is, but
I've a big family. That's me ma most of the time.
fake YouTube accounts. I did it for years. It's okay.
How many of you got set up now? I'm up to 1,000, son. It's grand. I don't know.
When are the vlogs coming? That's the question they want to know.
We're going to start doing the vlogs. Hopefully, the week of the press tour. You know, so that week's gonna be crazy. It'll be it'll be the first time they face to face. They meet each other. So that's gonna be intense. Conor's gonna love it. I don't know how Mayweather's usually all right and stuff like that as well.
But having been at all of the other ones and having seen how people react after they come in contact with Conor for the first time, and Floyd has never really had someone who's probably going to be screaming "era" at the top of his lungs.
This is the thing. Conor brings so much to the table. He just it consumes people. You know, like when Conor fights, the pressure consumes everybody. Mayweather is good at dealing with pressure as well. Like he's fought on the big stage, but he's never dealt with Ireland and Conor all on him. You know what I mean? So it's going to be interesting to see.
I have a prediction for how Las Vegas is going to look, and it's going to look like Nate Diaz 2 on steroids, because this is going to be, think of all the Irish that are over there again on J1s, on holidays, that are going to go over solely just to be there because they feel that they won't be at the fight themselves. They want to be there in support, for whether it's a press conference, a weigh-in, anything like that. I can see Las Vegas turning green once more.
It's going to be green. The whole of Vegas is going to be green. It's going to be like this one thing that it's always overwhelming, that you know the amount of Irish people that make the effort to come out and get behind Conor and get behind the team. It's fantastic. It's you know, it fills you with pride. It's great to know that everyone is behind you and everyone is backing you. And I know for a fact that you know it'll be a sea of green in Vegas in August.
Exactly. And then one final thing before I let you go, when it comes down to how this training has been going, do you know what I mean? It not only has the preparation looked impressive, the training has looked even more impressive. It seems like, if I go back to using the phrase, everything is dialed in down to a specific. Conor has been the one that has called multiple shots of multiple opponents before in the past. I'm going to get this, I'm going to get that, I'm going to get that. Are you expecting maybe within the next week, whether it's the press tour or someone prods him for a question, I'm not asking you what it is, but I'm asking you, do you think he knows already the shot that will win?
Yeah, I'm sure he does. Yeah, I'm sure he does. And I'm sure
we'll have to find a footage somewhere to bring it up on the 27th of August.
I mean, there's plenty of footage, and when it lands, you know, you'll probably see the footage the following day or something like that. But yeah, Conor always goes in. He knows the holds in people's games. He's very good at picking them out very early, and I think it's just going to be the same as always. He'll find a hole, pick the shot, land the shot, and then
leave.
Then Ireland goes nuts again. You know.
Owen Roddy, thank you very much. See you soon.